Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my Fear the Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 10 review, and this episode is called Close Your Eyes. And this episode came out on August 19th, 2018, and I gotta say, I thought this episode was a hell of an improvement over the mid-season premiere. However, though, it did not weaken my fears of how I feel the season's gonna be without Nick or Madison. I still think it's very up in the air on that, but I still thought it was a really good episode. And I'm gonna talk about it. Um, I am gonna explain everything chronologically since it only really had one storyline that I can really base off of, and I kind of have to talk about everything chronologically. So the episode opens up with Alicia arriving to an abandoned house after the storm had broken out, and she clears it of the infected and that were living in the house. Well, at least we thought were living in the house, and um, pretty much she puts them outside. And what I liked about this is she was looking at like the family pictures of them and just knocks one of them off the shelf. I thought it was very symbolic because the family had fallen. And then she later on she overhears something in the house and she goes to investigate it and gives the person one chance to leave or she'll kill her. And who is it? None other than Charlie. Um, and she's very upset to see Charlie, obviously, because of everything that Charlie has put her through emotionally. So she goes to leave. She had boarded up the house, the door because of the wind. So she removes the nail and stuff and gets keys and goes to leave in the car. But it's so windy that she can't even open the door, and the wind blows her away, and she gets knocked out, and then she wakes up back in the house, and she's pissed that Charlie brought her back, and Charlie obviously hasn't said anything. Um, Alicia pretty much tells Charlie to leave, um, because if she doesn't, she will kill her because of everything that Charlie has done, causing her mom to die, and obviously her brother, killing her brother, and says that I won't want to kill you, but I'm gonna end up killing you. Um, and then she says that she wants Charlie though to have to live with everything that she has done, and remember it for the rest of her life. I actually thought it was a hell of a scene of her just pretty much ripping into Charlie, telling her that she was just trash, even though she's just a kid and she's no better than any of the infected. And I thought it was really good. And as she's doing this, Charlie pulls out a gun, and we don't really know what she was gonna do. We just know she has a gun at this point. Um, and throughout the episode, we see that Charlie is going through pictures. We find out more about that later on in the episode. And one of the doors is being sh- slammed shut and open repeatedly because of the wind. And Alicia tries to um, nail it down with a hammer and a nail, but she can't do it by herself. So she forces Alicia to come help her. Alicia, I think before this, had asked her, you know, why she was going through all these pictures and wondered if she knew these people, but she doesn't answer because she's been very mute since the season we started again, um, and which pisses Alicia off. But she forces her to put her coat on and help her um, barricade the doors. Um, However, they're making too much noise and it's attracting the infected, so they go back inside the house and um, Alicia is going to get a fire going, but forces Charlie to give up her coat, and Charlie doesn't want to, but Alicia forces her to, and she finds that there's a gun hidden in her jacket, and Alicia thinks that Charlie brought it over here to kill her before Alicia could, um, and she asks her if she did that, but obviously Charlie isn't responding, um, and says, um, what does she say? And says that she doesn't believe you and forces her to leave. And Charlie goes into the room, and we see that there's an infected that's strapped to a tree. That tree, which I think looked pretty cool. And Charlie goes out on the porch and is gonna let the infected bite her, but Alicia pulls her back in the house before she can. And Alicia realizes that she didn't bring the gun for Charlie. She brought it. No, I'm sorry, I fucked it up. She didn't bring the gun for her. She brought it for Charlie. Um, and because Charlie wants to kill herself, um, and pretty much Alicia doesn't really know what to say because she doesn't want to talk about how the world's going to be just fine because she knows that that's not the case. The world sucks now. There's really nothing worth living for. And Charlie wants to know if Alicia saved her I thought it was awesome that this was the first time she spoke. She wanted Charlie to have to live with everything she did. And pretty much Alicia says that Alicia has to live with it because I do, and if I do, so do you. Because pretty much she says that Charlie's trying to get off the easy way, and then they eat dinner. Um, and Charlie's trying to make small talk with Alicia, talk about where she came from and stuff, and Alicia just isn't having it. Um, and she wants to know if you live near the beach, and we find out that Charlie was supposed to go to the beach the day the world ended, or as we know it as the zombie apocalypse breaking out. Um, but then, um, obviously the whole show happened, um, and they weren't able to go, and um, yeah, pretty much that was that. We find out that when Charlie reads books, she closes her eyes and pictures um, whatever she's reading about in the books and wants to find a book based on um, the beach she was supposed to go to. I actually liked that. I actually liked this scene. I thought it gave us um, some information about Charlie we never knew about, and it was just some great character development. So I liked that. Um, and then there was a herd of the infected trying to break through the window, and I think one of them got like blown into the window, and it causes it to break. Um, so they have to go down to the basement, but the basement is flooded with water. Um, so what ends up happening is they try to go back upstairs, but the wind causes a bunch of like debris, not really debris, but a bunch of stuff to fall and prevents them from exiting um, the basement. And the basement's just filling up with water, and they'll drown if they don't go back up there. This pretty much reminded me of the episode not the episode, but the movie Into the Storm, where the two actors, I forget the names at the top of my head, got trapped like beneath the building and were gonna drown in water. It was pretty much the exact same thing. I don't know if they took it from that, but that's what it reminded me of. So Alicia tries to find a way out. She tries to go out the outside basement door. I don't know what you call it, but it's chained. So pretty much, Charlie assumes that they're not going to make it. So she wants Alicia to shoot her in the head because she doesn't want to become one of the infected because she saw her parents turn into the affected and she didn't believe it was real. And every time she tries to picture her parents, um, she doesn't remember what they look like. She only remembers them as one of the infected. And that's why she's been collecting all the pictures from the other people because she thinks the people are going to come back. And Alicia gave her that advice, no one's gone till they're gone. I forgot to mention that, but I'm mentioning it now. So Alicia doesn't want to do it, but she pulls out the gun because Charlie wants her to do it to honor Charlie's request. And she tries to bring herself to do it by thinking about all the bad stuff that Charlie caused to happen to her, but she just can't bring herself to do it. And I thought it was a hell of a scene because I actually thought that Alicia was going to do it, but she didn't do it. And then we hear something fall on the outside door of the exit of the basement, and it allows Charlie and Alicia to get out. And who was it? None other than that infected that Charlie was going to use to turn. Um, and Alicia kills it. And it was kind of weird because unintentionally, the infected saved their lives, which I actually kind of thought was clever. Um, and what happens is Alicia puts out the pictures onto the people that will possibly come back to kind of give Charlie some hope. And Charlie says that she sees some of Madison in her, um, where she wants to help people as well, but she's just having trouble coping with it. And she feels bad because she pretty much just left Morgan in the rain all by himself, um, and hasn't given people the opportunity to help. So she wants to know if Charlie's good at finding things. And Alicia also gives Charlie the metal slide tool she's been using, that was found in season 4, episode 4. And but then what happens is they're driving back to home, and Alicia um, takes Charlie to the beach, but she wouldn't mean it literally. What she does is she has Charlie close her eyes, and Alicia describes characteristics about the beach, and Charlie's able to picture it. And she also says that she sees her parents too. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was actually a very nice scene. And then they get back to the house. They realize that Strand and Luciano out there, and they realize nobody's there. The whole bus that Charlie was staying in just tips over, and Alicia just assumes that everybody's gone. And Alicia gives Charlie one last piece of advice by telling her that this world sucks, and we're just gonna have to live with that. And then she kills one of the infected, and the camera pans out, just showing the bridge, and that was the end of the episode. I thought this was a hell of an episode, though. I thought it was a great two-person episode where it was we got to see these two characters interact with each other because they didn't like each other, and based off this interaction, it kind of caused them to kind of um, bond with each other, and they kind of have gone through the same thing. You know, obviously because Alicia's lost her parents and its stepdad, and Charlie's lost her parents, and it was kind of nice to see them interact with each other. It was a nice conclusion of everything that Charlie's done to Alicia, and we got to find out about Charlie's character because we really didn't know much about her character. So I thought it was a hell of an episode, and I enjoyed it. If I had to rate the episode, I thought it was really good. I'm going to give it a solid B. Um, and I don't know how the rest of the season is going to play out, but we'll have to wait and see. But as for what everybody else thought of this episode, the people on IMDb gave it a 7.3 out of 10, so that's kind of a mixed reviews. Some people really liked this episode for the same reasons I said, and some people hated this episode because they're sick of the two-person episodes and stuff like that. I don't really get why people hate this episode, but you're always going to have those type of fans. And the people on Rotten Tomatoes gave this pretty much gave it 100%, so it was critically acclaimed. They really liked this episode for the same reasons I did. I don't think it's a great episode. Well, I think it's a really good episode. If I was doing number ratings, it would probably be like an 8 out of 10, something like that. But I still really enjoyed the episode. Or maybe like an 8. It would probably be like an 8.5 out of 10. It would be something like that. But that's pretty much the end of this review. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell so that way every time I upload a video, you guys will get the notifications for it. Make sure you guys do the same thing for my CM Brothers YouTube channel. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you